Well, over the next 10 years, I wrote much more than 200 letters. I one time wrote a small booklet for a mother who was dying and wanted to leave to her children. And I also, because of the art ability that I had, I illustrated it for her. I buried two friends who died of AIDS, whose families had totally abandoned them. And I remember carrying the ashes of one in my car with a seat belt around it to a church in Anniston, and the priest and I buried that young man. There was another as well. I also, with the priest and with two other ministers here in town, would facilitate taking communion and to those in the hospital or those in homes who were there to die within a few days, and also to deliver last rites. And it was more than I can tell you to be present at those meetings. Something I absolutely want to say, that in all of these letters that I wrote, never was I asked to write an angry letter. Never was I asked to write anything hateful. It was always wanting to express their deep love and devotion to their families and to their loved ones. I have never revealed any of the information about the letters. They were all, many times, I tried to use their words, their phrases, so that it really would be from them, not a polished essay that you would turn into a teacher. But it was their work, but they were unable to write and to get their thoughts clear and down in a concise way. So I wrote them, printed them on lovely paper, and delivered them many times to the patient themselves, to a significant other, to a family member that they trusted, or many times I delivered them after the funeral was over. I have never used any of this material for any means. It was truly a ministry for me and my gift. I finally backed off a bit from my work because my own husband contracted a very aggressive form of terminal cancer. And so I had to stop my ministry and help him, and help him write some letters as well. But then I since have written letters too. In the 1990s, and really the beginning of the AIDS epidemic, many of them were ostracized. Many of them were completely abused mentally by their families. They were abandoned by their families. And I would have been angry, I think, had I been in that situation. But they never wanted to express any anger because there was no anger. They were proud and pleased of the life that they had lived. Many were extremely creative people. And I tried to express that and show their creativity in my letters, or their reticence to say much of anything. But yet, once in a while in their tape recording with me, they would tell me of pushing a little brother on a swing, and what a wonderful way it was to express a love for a young child, a child that they would not see grow up, or a brother that would never understand their death. So that always amazed me, that no one ever expressed any anger. They didn't want to tell a father, why did you abandon me? Why did you disinherit me? It was always, I love you just who you were to me before I got sick. Well, it's a very selfish thing to say how much it has enriched my life, but I will. I will tell you that the friends I made, the friends I lost, were family to me. I remember Kubler-Ross telling me, you must be a part of their life, but you may keep withdrawn. It was very, very hard to keep withdrawn because they shared their most intimate thoughts with me. And I realized at that point how important it was to express to people your feelings and how you love them, to be honest with people, even though you may be beaten down. It's always good to look on the best side of things. And that affected my life. I tried never to be cranky. And it has. It's enriched my life greatly. And it helped me with the death of my own husband as well. I had shared death with many people, and I knew what that felt like. And so those were sort of rehearsals almost to my own grief. And I shared my grief with many significant others who were still grieving over the loss of their partners. And so that, in that way, it enriched my life as well.
All I can say is thank you.
Pardon me?
All I can say is thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. You're very welcome.